So here we are, Gisburn Forest. It's been a while since I've been here, but I've been sort of asked to come and give my opinion. There's been some fuss on wild trails here at Gisburn. I used to be that person building the wild trails. Not anymore. I don't. I'm not part of the team building here for the last couple of years. And there's been some kerfuffle, so I've been asked for my opinion, not by the Forestry, just by some riders, to see what's going on and help them discuss and whatever with the Forestry, because some features have been removed and some signs have gone up and some trails are going to be blocked and whatever. So I'm actually recording this intro after I've done the ride, but yesterday I went round, looked at some of the trails, some of the issues, some of the signs, and here is my opinion on them in this video. But being that I've already done it, I can tell you that generally I can see where the Forestry are coming from and why they are being forced to act. That said, I've also had a chat with the Forestry today, and they will work with people. So where there's been sort of bridges built badly with sticks, they will work with people and allow a better solution to be put in place, which generally for a bridge is a pipe with rock over the top. One of the things that you don't do is build with wood. So when things have been built with wood, I can see why the Forestry are having to go and take those things away. But anyway, here's my opinion on some of the wild trails that are out there, and hopefully it'll be educational if you're thinking about building wild trails, to think through these things, and with a few simple rules to follow, your trail can stay, rather than the Forestry being forced to do something about it if you've not followed these rules. So hopefully this will be helpful. That's what it's intended to be. It's not intended to be judgmental, it's intended to be helpful, educational. I like wild trails. The wild trails that I've built here are still here, so that sort of says that I built them to a standard where the Forestry were happy with all the various factors, and hopefully my experience can help. Cheers. Well, here we are at the first wild trail, but if you've been following the vlogs, you know I've had a week of things breaking, be it the power steering pump, be it Helvellyn ripping off my mech, be it my phone, and now just riding along here, look, this is the camera, and I just did a little jump. Nothing, I'm not a jumper, so it was nothing huge over there, and this that I've been carrying around on mountains in this pocket for the last few days, not a problem. But back to today's task in hand. Here is the first wild trail. Don't even know if it has a name. Comes off the skills loop here. It's not an obvious turning. If we go back, no one's gonna accidentally think they're on the skills loop as they come round here. That trail is very obvious, so that's the first thing. It's not trying to tempt people in or looking too obvious. And yeah, now if this was a race stage, it would need some of the spike hazards cleaning, and if it was more used, it might be a bit cleaner, but there's nothing particularly wrong so far. I'm not doing a race, so a few little logs, not the ideal, but it's alright. Just going to do something you'll have become familiar with on the blogs, and that's get to a descent and put a couple of clicks on my helmet tightness. So a little bit rooty, not like an amazing trail, but as an alternative to snake, which is what people use it for, all well and good. You know, that could do with sorting, but it's not a feature that's been badly built or whatever. And a few people's tracks when you're coming on, a bit more obvious coming back onto the trail. But there you are, nothing wrong with that. That can stay as far as I'm concerned. So here we are at the second wild trail, and this one is Stickman. Although the start of it, the next one we do, also uses the start of this. Now, Stickman was put in 2018, 2019. It was called Stickman because the person who was putting it in, every time they came back, there was sticks across the trail where someone didn't like it. But eventually that stopped. But the name Stickman stuck. And this is the felled section that Rocky Road come up through. Just round that corner is the start of Home Baked, and this is the start of Stickman. So I'll pop you in the helmet pod. I left you in that to see if my screen worked after I broke it, and it does. So that's a good thing. Anyway, let's pop you out of here into the helmet. Now, I did, if you watched my Ingleborough video, then you'll have seen that Ingleborough had good angle on the head cam, and Whernside didn't, because I crashed and moved the mount and didn't realise until I was editing it. So I hope I've got this mount back in the right place. I suppose actually I can check on my screen. So yeah, that's about right. That is about right. So 2 clicks up from what it was on Whernside. So anyway, as I say, Stickman it's been in at least 5 years, unless anything's changed. There's no built features. There's one footpath crossing, but it's not particularly dangerous or blind. But we'll go down, having a look at it. It's not a race run. I am tired. I've had a very busy week. I'll say, if you've been following the blogs, so that's not ideal. Yeah, but there is a pipe under there. Really, that should be rock, and there was a pile of rock over there. So what I'd do is I'd take all them sticks off, go and get a barrow full of rock from over there and fill it over the top, and that would be sorted. But it's not a problem. It's just you don't want to use wood, because wood rots. Rock doesn't rot. I think one of the reasons that these wild trails have become popular in these last couple of years, you used to have to be quite fit because there's not the best elevation. So there's the footpath crossing, and as you can see, even though it goes that way, it doesn't really get used. This bit does, and then they actually walk up Stickman, but they didn't used to do that. But that footpath used to go across there, and then no one's been using it since it reopened after the felling. You can look here, there's the little bridge, and yeah, but that is the footpath. This is the footpath crossing, but if you're coming up there, you've got good vision. But you're coming down, again, good vision, not a safety issue. So I was saying, yeah, I think, oh, I've missed the turning. Look, it comes out onto here. Drop that stick out my brand new mech. Go over here to go in here, and yeah, but I say, like me on my e-bike, I think with a lot more e-bikes at Gisburn than these trails that are quite physical because there's not a lot of elevation, and if it's muddy they can be struggling. But these are what I've been told. We're removing this unauthorised feature. If that unauthorised feature is rock across a bog, that's perfectly sustainable. Nothing wrong with that. But we'll see. But that's Songs of Praise. Stickman. Where did I miss the turning? Oh yeah, so there. So everyone's been coming down Songs of Praise because it's the newer trail. So Stickman down here. See, those aren't jumps, they're just rollers. Nothing wrong with them. I mean, don't get me wrong, could certainly be some improvements on this trail, but in terms of dangerous features, I see nothing. I also see no forestry signs complaining about anything. So on that, at least me and the forestry agree. As I say, I've not been asked to do this by the forestry. I have been asked to do this by some riders and builders for telling me where, or for me to tell them where they think they went, where I think they went wrong. Maybe I'll re-record that. Anyway, so my reckoning, if that is, so there's Lomageddon, that'll be the next one we go down. But here, when there's loads of material, I would say if there's a problem with that boggy crossing, reinforce it with some of that material rather than dig out that and just create a muddy mess. Because, you know, if it was a wooden bridge, then yeah, that will be not allowed under the unofficial unwritten rules. But anyway, this tree line here is the start of Stickman and Songs of Praise. See in there, rock into a ditch, perfectly good, no problem. And then I say, unless this is referring to, so there's the split, it's just everyone's been coming down here, so this is my one. So if this feature of rock in a bog. If anything, it needs more rock. That's what we're saying. Oh, definitely an e-bike trail. It's going up. And there we got sticks in a ditch again. You know, for me, putting rock in and taking them sticks out is good. But here we are, songs of praise. Even got its little, maybe because this bit's uphill, this is where it's supposed to start. I've not actually ridden this one at all. I've heard about it, not been down it. So let's see. Oh, bit tight. Okay. Right, yeah. Wood. Unauthorised feature, I agree with this sign. What this needs is a pipe and rock, and that could be sorted. But this is a feature that I would expect the Forestry to want to remove. So, as I say, I'm being unbiased here to help people who build wild trails know where the limits have generally been, being that these are unwritten rules and do vary from place to place, person to person, what the history has been. So, and here, it's not bad vision. I'd have preferred a bit of a bus stop before here rather than straight across here. So like if there was a bus stop just to slow you down, preferably, because most people who walk will be coming up here, preferably to that side so that when you turn you're looking and you're slowing down for this road crossing. That's the sort of thing that I would advise that you think about if you are people building wild trails. Oh, this is good. This is well built. Oh yeah. Look, he says, crashing. And again, look, yeah. Pipe, rock, job done. Feature, I agree with the sign. But it needs a pipe, not removing. And same with that. I don't think that's a ditch. But don't build out of wood and little tiny bridge there. Again, pipe, rock. Now, with the way that is and that slows you down, you're coming across this trail here. You've got good vision for people coming up. I don't perceive that as a safety issue. That might be. How far down does this go? I thought it only went to there. Maybe it did once upon a time and now it goes further. See, rock, all good. All good with rock. Oh, do some rock in that hole. Oh, we're coming down to this bottom fire road. Oh, so this must come out in a similar place to Leddon, which is the next one on the list. Yeah, that's where Leddon comes out. And here we are, Leddon. I say this is one of the official event trails rather than a true wild trail. Although with me not running events, then it is, I suppose, no longer an events trail. But we used to be able to tie this in with some of the trail centre or run it on its own. Leddon, because when I built it It was either, well, it'll be dry and it'll be loamy for the event, or it'll be wet and it'll be muddy. And yeah, I was right, and we've used it a few times, and it has been both loamy and muddy, but always quite hard. So here we are, no sign from the forestry, but that official boardwalk was put in with a 5 to 10 year lifespan. So if it gets inspected and it fails, we're in that 5 to 10 year mark now. In fact, quite near the end of it. I think 2016 I built this trail. So yeah, and about 2 years later this bit of boardwalk went in over the worst muddy bit. So again, in that 5 to 10 year lifespan, and all wooden structures in a Forestry England forest need inspecting every 3 months, or is it 6 months? I don't know. Anyways, multiple times a year, whether it's on a trail or a wild trail, hence why they don't like wooden features, because it creates extra work to then go and check them. So that's why wooden features are frowned on wild trails, because wild trail is supposed to be no work for the forestry. Anyway, we've done all of those, and that's sort of as expected. Right, I believe there's like 3 now on the same hill as the Hope line. Oh, and I forgot about this one. So this is another one of mine. So leap of faith lines come down there. They are actually official on the official map. Down here was the Enduro extension wild trail, so we could use the leap of faith lines and carry on to the bottom. So this did get changed for the last events to go around a load of windfell, and actually when this was first put in, it was actually put in to response to some illegal, well, I'll say illegal, some dodgy stuff. So can you see here all these rocks, so you could get a run in? They went to the sketchiest sender that was here to jump this ditch that was really sketchy, and the forestry basically, I took all of the stuff that was in the sender and put some pipes in and built a bridge, and then the trail used to go straight on, but yeah, that was, as I say, got rid of the sender. So for the last event, because that was blocked, we routed it this way. I haven't actually ridden this since the last event I had here. Hopefully it'll still be open. Looks like it's been getting use. Here we go. Back to join the original line. Well, I'll say the original came in and went down there, and then that got a bit sketchy, so I sent it along the top of here. To clear all these windfells for the last event that came down here. And there, this was our finish. Not ideal next to the wire, but not going that fast. And there, we're back at the stream. So yeah, that all seems right, and no signs either. So I'm now looking, I think, for Jan's Burger. top of the hook line there. I don't know if this is it, but I believe there are 3 down this hill. So I'm just going to tighten my helmet up a little bit before going down hill. And let's see if there's anything that I think is dodgy down here, and whether there's any forestry signs saying something similar. Oh, this is a bit slidey. These bloody pointy sticks. I really don't like that. You come down there, if you fall off, look at this. These need to be cut right back. You come down there, you fall off, you are getting skewered. This is bad building. And it's all over. This is the thing with racing wild trails. You come through, you take off all these spike hazards. So, especially that in an obvious fall zone. But yeah, this is already way too spiky for my liking. Is that a forestry sign? Well, if there was, it's been removed. But there are way too many spikes next to this trail. Needs a few hours and a couple of people with a silky to make this safe. Those are not good things. Yeah, I'm just seeing spikes everywhere. Really bad. Really badly built. Until even putting spikes next to the track, you fall over, you can easily poke your eye out or pierce your lung or something. Like, come in with a silky, back to the tree, make this safe. This is not a safe trail. Again, not particularly unsafe, but it's not good practice to build with wood. Put a pipe in, whatever. That's a decent exit though, you know, slowed you down, you're not zooming out. So that's got potential. That trail just needs a little bit of cleaning up those spikes. So I'm going to go this way to see if I can spot where the next ones come out, because I believe there's 3, as I say, down here. I think Old School Yorkie is the furthest one, Jansberg is the first one, and I can't remember what the middle one is, but I've not seen any of them before. Here we go. So I found the bottom of this one. I only found the bottom of the one that I went out, which I assume is Jan's Burger, and I found another exit which I assume is Old School Yorkie. Now I could be wrong, but I thought I'd been told there was 3 along here, but I can only find 2 exits at the bottom and 2 entrances at the top. So either there's another one that's been hidden or I'm blind. So let's see. Oh, oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it could do with some spike clearing and a bridge, same as on Songs of Praise. Pipe and rock rather than wood, job done. But yeah, a little bit more spike removal, please. Oh, nicely built. Oh, yeah. Oh, good stuff. My arms are feeling this week of Skiddaw, Ulloch, the Helvellyn seldom seen loop, Ingleborough and Whernside. All of those have just bashed my arms. I'm feeling it here. Yeah, sketchy bridge. As I say, pipe, rock, job done. Don't build out of wood. Especially not waste wood, sticks from a forest. It's not like you've selected perfect launch. But there, that's how easily you can fall sideways and land on a spike. So please, spike removal on wild trails. If you're building, think about crash zones. Don't want to get a little spike. Right, well that's definitely going to slow you down and stop you coming straight out onto the road. That might need 2 pipes in before the rock. And that's it. I didn't go and look at the other wild trails because it turned out they were in an area, I think a biological reserve, not quite a triple SI, but on that same sort of standing. So it doesn't matter what's going on up there. That's not an area that wild trails will be allowed, so I haven't even gone and looked at them. But that's it. As I say, I hope this will be educational. It's not designed to be combative to either the forestry or the builders. It's designed for me to use my sort of more than a decade of experience of what is and what isn't acceptable on wild trails, so that the people who build them can have them there for years, rather than constantly battling with the forestry over things being closed and removed and blocked and whatever. So anyway, as I say, I hope this will be useful, and hopefully it'll means that Gisburn can have a nice set of well managed wild trails along with the trail centre. And yeah, all good. Thank you very much.